Yeah, it's Mona Diabolical coming at you with another movie review. I'm gonna talk about Pretty Thing that came out not too long ago. It's I think it's a straight to DVD type of movie. It has Alicia Silverstone and forgot this other guy's character, but Alicia Silverstone was like some type of single older woman. I think she like 48 in real life, and she was the head of some type of marketing firm, and then she had some money, so she liked to go out and meet guys randomly and hook up with them, have sex with them randomly. She met this dude at some type of little dinner type of thing. He was like a server or something, a server at a catering company. And she thought he was, he was handsome or whatever. And then, she invited him to the hotel room. She made this dude take a shower. I'm like, okay, so she taking a role of a man, like if a dude went to go, pick up some type of escort or something, make them go take a shower and stuff like that. She was trying to pull that, trying to be a man, trying to have, random hookups with random dudes, basically what she was doing this whole movie. And this dude had some type of, mental problems. He was like 30 something years old. He wasn't living with his mama, but I think they was like living down the hall from each other. And his mama had problems too, and he got problems. So he didn't know how to handle this female, just want to have some fun with him. So he was thinking they was falling in love, and this movie was crazy. I give this movie a 5 out of 5. She ended up flying this dude to Paris because she can have somebody to lay up with while she was out there. And he was thinking, he was being a simp, falling in love with this chick, and this chick. You can easily tell that this lady that Alicia Silverstone was playing was just trying to have some fun, and she was an older woman. She's 48 years old in real life, Alicia Silverstone. So you can tell in her face that she's old in the face. She's an older woman. And this guy was falling in love with this chick, and he didn't want to leave the chick alone. She was telling him hey, we had fun or whatever. He didn't know how to take the rejection, so he was doing all this simp stuff. She had came to the dude's house and, talking to his mother, playing with him, and he had took some pictures of her when they was hanging out, and he had made some copies of it and threw it in front of the job she was working at. This dude was doing a whole bunch of simp stuff, man. It's just like, what the... This dude had some mental problems, some mental health issues, and he just didn't know how to handle the situation. And Alicia Silverstone character, she didn't call the police on the dude. She tried to handle it herself. In the movie, she should have went ahead and called the police on this dude so he could have stopped and, put some stalking charges on him, but she didn't do that. She went over to the dude's crib and beat him up, and he just letting her punch her. And then he was all on the ground, bleeding and stuff, talking to his mother, talking about she might be the one after all this stuff. And then, they showed her having, fun with some other dudes, having sex with like 3 other dudes while he's still, on some stalking stuff. She didn't even care about this dude like that. She steady going to the little bars, hooking up with random dudes, having sex in the bathrooms and stuff at the little bar or whatever. She was met up some little black dude, and they was having sex. I'm like, man, this woman's really doing what she wanted to do, and this dude over there crying and simping over this older female. This is really a good lesson in, men shouldn't be out here simping behind some female, especially not no old woman. She didn't meet anybody that was going to break her down. She was out there having fun, and the dudes she was meeting didn't really have no game because she was throwing herself onto the dudes. She was going out there picking the dudes that she wanted to sleep with. So the dudes didn't really come to talk to her like that. Most of the time, she the one that going out of her way. So yeah, it was a cool movie. It's a good case study to learn, the game, about how to deal with, different types of women and stuff like that. That's why I like watching this movie. It was cool because to see Alicia Silverstone character just, hooking up with random dudes like that and not even caring. She just having fun. That's, And it was showing this other dude, he was, had some mental health problems. He was a simp on top of that, didn't know how to handle it. Took it to a different level. Didn't have to take it to, almost finna go to jail. And the female had to block his number and had to tell him not to call her no more, not to show up to his job. Then the dude was showing up to her little house, a little apartment she had. He was doing too much. He was doing way too much, man. And, this movie is an eye opener and it'll let you know how these women be out here doing what they want to do. Some of these women try to take the mentality of a man, and she was, trying to take a mentality of a man, hooking up with these dudes and talking about she not inviting them over to her little apartment, her little condo, whatever it was, somewhere in New York. So I'm like, okay, this woman really, thinking she really running the show, but she really just, out there just hoeing. Is out there and just being a 304 for the fun of it. And she was old too. So, it just showed you how these women be, and how these women are out here like that. So there's a lot of women that do that type of stuff, but you got to have some game under your belt, have some pimping in your cup to know that, hey, this woman, just trying to have some fun. So and he didn't, like I said, the other character, he didn't know how to handle that, man. So like I said, I like this movie. I give it a 5 out of 5. You can really study this movie. It can show you how some of these women really are out here like that. Some of these women that's single, got their own money and stuff like that, be trying to use dudes for sex. And then, at the end of the story, she ended up getting used because she ended up started crying and, because it was affecting her job and, she had a little mental breakdown herself. So it affected her at the end of the movie. But at the end of the movie, she was up there laughing and stuff like that, thinking she did something because she went over to the dude's house and beat him up. That's how the movie ended. Her sitting on her patio laughing. I'm like, but the joke's on her. She the one going out there getting ran through by these different dudes, man. So the joke's on her. And then on top of that, she almost 50 years old. So ain't really nobody trying to be in a relationship with no woman like that. So no, and she really don't have anything to offer but some money and her job. So that's it. But anyway, I give this movie a 5 out of 5. It was a good movie, very, very entertaining, very good watch. I recommend this movie to whoever want to sit there and learn some game, how to deal with a female that try to take a man's mentality. It really don't work out for most of these women who do that. But it's been Mr. Diabolical. I'm a holler.